Now, speaking of assistant coaching news in the SEC, we had a couple big ones here, but let's start with the biggest one potentially for next season. Let's kick it all down to Lexington, where it's being reported. First, it was Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated that Liam Coen has been selected to be the new LA Rams offensive coordinator to reconnect with Sean McVay, the Super Bowl champions. Now, that was reported by several NFL people soon after Albert Breer's reports. And then Bruce Feldman, of course, the great reporter for The Athletic and Fox Sports, he has said that no deal has been reached. So there's a little bit of confusion there, but I'm seeing people like Matt Jones, who's plugged in as anybody is at the Kentucky program. He's throwing up his hot boards. He's looking for candidates. He's mentioning, the ongoing search for the new offensive coordinator. So nothing official, but when you got Matt Jones out here talking about the replacements, I got to think that Coen is, on his way to the NFL. Maybe they're just haggling over money right now, because I know Liam Coen was set to make $1.1 million coaching offense there at Kentucky, so I have no idea what the Rams are offering him, but I do not expect Liam Coen to return at this point. And if you didn't follow Kentucky as closely as you should have, hell, they won 10 games last year. I'm going to throw up this slide here. Got a couple graphics here if you're just listening to the show. Here's some of the key areas Kentucky's offense improved drastically in their only season under Liam Coen. In 2020, Kentucky scored 21.8 points per game. Last season, 32.3, significantly better. Offensive efficiency in 2020, Kentucky ranked 101 in the country. I mean, that's just god-awful. Last season under Coen, offensive efficiency ranking number 15 in the country. Now here's SEC stats. Third down defense, Kentucky was number 9 in the SEC prior to Coen. They were number 2 in the SEC with Coen. Big plays in the pass game, passing plays of 20 or more yards. Kentucky had 15 in 2020. Last season, that number was 41. So, again, we got to credit Wan'Dale Robinson. We got to credit Will Levis. We got to credit Dare Rosenthal. Some of the big additions Kentucky had on that offense, not to mention Chris Rodriguez and company and Kennard and all these great players they had on offense. I mean, they had more of a hand on it than anybody. But, Kentucky went from dreadful on offense to, I would say, a very balanced, efficient attack last season. And I have no idea where they're going to go for their next offensive coordinator, but they better make this decision pretty quickly, and a lot hinges on it, because Kentucky is poised to have one of the best offenses in the SEC East next season, while we're about 2 weeks out from the start of spring camp. So it's hard for me to imagine they're going to go into camp without an offensive coordinator. It's paramount, whoever that is, that you get him in there to get familiarity with these players and install his system. And I got to think that Kentucky's going to stay to a similar system, but there's going to be changes, no doubt, unless Coen does pull a midnight change here and stays at Kentucky. So, the timing couldn't be worse. We're going to have a guest on the next episode breaking this all down and what this means for the Kentucky Wildcats. But, I cannot understate how big of a loss this is for Kentucky. And, they still got high hopes for next season, but I think you suffered a little bit of a setback here, losing your offensive coordinator, who going into year 2 with the same quarterback, the same system, many of the same players, was poised to really break out here in the SEC East.